Okay, so yeah, welcome to the True Gods of Rumble episode number 3.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to talk to you actually. Uh, I think we're just gonna hop right into this. Let me pull up the questions for myself actually.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so in Rumble Arena and everything, what initially brought upon the idea of having crossovers and mythologies and stuff for you guys?
Well, actually, we love all the mythologies, and both Kevin and I really like the characters in the mythologies, the lore behind the mythologies, or the characters inside the mythologies. But it's also yeah, like a financial thing, because mythologies, characters from mythologies, you can use without uh, creating an whole IPA for them. Let somebody know the character itself, because most people already know some of a character. Let's say, for instance, like Thor or Cupid, they have most people already know something about them and have affinity with them. So yeah, that was one of the main choices that why we choose to have the mythology characters.
Okay, so it's like a kind of like branding almost for the
Yeah, yeah, you can say like branding, and yeah, what's good about the mythology itself as well is because it's most of the times it's very old, and you can have like your own variation onto it, like what we did with Cupid. Cupid is normally a man, but we made it a woman. Uh, so you can have your own variety on them.
I personally think that Cupid works a lot better as a woman than a man, but so yeah, I support the decision fully.
Nice, nice, good to hear. Yeah, yeah. We when we initially thought about it, we thought, let's do something funny. Let's make her a woman instead of a man, and well, it works out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Are there any like mythologies that you guys are just like, man, we really want to include this or whatever, like, or like you guys really needed, you guys really wanted to include this?
Well, there are a lot of mythologies, and I personally like the Greek and the Roman ones, also the Viking ones. I really like them. They're insane. But we're also looking in mythologies that aren't so known to the most people, like some of Hawaii. We have seen some characters from mythologies over there, um, and they're not like real mythologies, but legends within yeah, the old people, and we're looking to include them as well. But right now we have such a big update coming, and it takes a lot of our time, a lot of our time, and we still have a lot of characters in the roadmap that we really want to implement. So I think after a couple of characters, we will implement some new characters again, like Tonatiuh, which isn't very known as well.
Okay, I'm actually curious. Does your area or whatever have any like mythologies that you guys would like to include into the game?
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
Like,
Sorry.
does your country have
Yeah.
like a history of mythologies that you guys would like to include?
Our country. Well, our country isn't that big at the mythologies, because in the former time we were Roman. Um,
Okay.
so our mythologies are like Romans. Um, so I don't think we will include like real Dutch um legends or something. Maybe in the long future, but not for the close one, at least.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Do you have any like specific kind of uh god that you guys are looking forward to?
Well, I personally love to see Hades in the game. I think he's a great character, and I've played him in some other games as well. And I just love the way his lore is, the way you can do so much with that character. You know, you can because it has such a it's so much is known about the character that you can make the character so big with different kind of specials, different kind of style, where you can really
so
put
much is known about
your yeah creativity in.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
so
yeah. Ha. Give me. I'm just trying to like get my thought process right and everything. Uh, so like, did you in the game or whatever? You guys have like specific gods that you guys want to create and everything. Do you guys have any kind of specific kind of play styles that you guys would like to create? Like kind of different kind of character archetypes.
well, um, we really like to have a diverse play scheme. So for every player, you have your own. You can play with your own character and how you want it. That's why we're also creating the new RPG element, which will help this. Will help bring this a lot as well. So for now, we're always looking for characters that like fit the missing spots in order to give the player the full experience the game can give. And I think with all the characters we have right now, we have a big diversity in terms of playstyle, in terms of weight, in terms of the mythology of the character itself. So we have a lot of mythologies already implemented in the game, and yeah, I think that's the most of the main reason why we choose a character, determine its playstyle, just to fit everyone.
That's true. That's completely fair. Trying to like diversify diversify the entire cast and everything. I think it's
Yeah,
I think it's really cool or whatever being able to like have like one kind of rushdown character and then in another moment you have like a completely character who likes to sit back kind of. Although a lot of people in the community don't like people sitting back. I personally like as a lot more of the patient characters. So
and that's the reason why we want every character in, because everyone loves a different playstyle. And with the new RPG element, what we want to bring is that you can have like your favorite character. Everybody has his favorite character, right? His main character. And with the new RPG element, we want to be able let the player be able to configure the main character to his playstyle. So if you want like a Fenrir who is very fast, but wants him to be less fast but more in terms of attack, so be stronger, it's possible for you. And I think that's the main goal we want to achieve with every character we add, just to fit like the missing spots.
okay, what is what's your favorite kind of character to play as?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I personally did like to play Amaterasu very much, but in the recent past, I've been liking to play Fenrir more as well. I really like his playstyle, his way of movement, the way of his combos can chain to each other. So I'm learning him, but it's hard, and I don't have a lot of playtime myself because I'm busy developing most of the time.
Yeah, a lot of people would think like developers would be like gods at the game because they're playing the game all the time, but it's more you're more typing into the keyboard than pressing buttons
Yeah,
to play the game.
yeah, exactly. I was playing with another moderator last, and it didn't end up well for me.
Was it Sahara or Wisp?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Sahara.
Yeah, okay. He's been on the
But I
grind
had
though.
a good.
Sorry, you can
Sorry.
go. You can go.
Yeah, we had a good time playing, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, he's a lot better than me. So
Yeah, no. He's been on the grind to be honest, like trying to improve at the game. This is like a whole like dedicated space of the community, which is really cool to see.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you he did manage to be better in the game. I think I have to develop a backdoor in order to win from him.
A developer cheat code. You could give me one. You could give me one. I'm just saying. A developer
Yeah,
cheat
yeah, we can.
code. uh, who is your favorite character to actually like make in the game? Like, you guys have like Tonatu and Amaterasu. Which one was the most fun to actually like code and stuff?
From all the characters we already have right
Yeah.
now, or um, ooh, I think the one I liked most was Anubis because with Anubis we added the a lot in the backend, and I'm more like the backend developer. So I really enjoyed it because I had to program a lot for him and to create new stuff like we do with his teleportation attack and also with his mummy. And I think we added some cool stuff with that with him, stuff we aren't using that much right now, but I think we will use it more in the future. So I think he would be my favorite character that have been added.
Okay. I think that Anubis by far is my at least cool, like the coolest character in terms of like design at least. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree.
I really do commend your efforts right there. Uh
Yeah, he's a really cool character, and also like Hades, you can do very much many things with him. Yeah, his
yeah.
playstyle can be diverse. You can make him like a tank. You can make him fast. It really depends on the developers.
Okay. What is your job? What is your job in the actual um creating Rumble and everything? You said you're like a more back end developer.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Kevin and me are the core developers, as I can say, and I'm more the developer developing all the UI stuff and the menu stuff and all the stuff you actually see, right? While Kevin is more the in-game mechanics developer, as I can say. So like the balancing, he does it all. Um, he codes all the things that happen inside the game while playing. While I'm more the around developer. So like having your profile on the back end, make everything be sync, etc. All that kind of stuff.
Okay. I'd imagine it's like a bit like frustrating at times seeing how much like UI is like you wouldn't think UI is that hard to code or whatever. You just put a block there or whatever, but it seems like there's like so much that goes into it and everything. I couldn't imagine trying to like figure out why X and Y is going wrong. To be honest.
Yeah, yeah. Indeed it is really hard sometimes because you have to be uh, yeah, you have to think about so many scenarios. Like if the player doesn't have internet, what does the game do then, etc. So it takes a lot of time, uh, especially with the UI and the matchmaking um, system with it, which I created as well. But it's fun to do. I really like to do it, so that's why I chose this job.
Yeah. Wait, so you guys were able to like choose your positions within Rumble Arena, or did you guys kind of just settle into it?
Well, we kind of settled into it when we first began programming this new Rumble Arena online game. Um, we were already trying something out with different frameworks, etc. And I started with that. So that's why I created also the main core for the new Rumble Arena online game, like you're playing right now. Um, but yeah, in the end, I created like the core, and Kevin is building everything on top of it, and I kind of moved to the UI and to the other parts because Kevin is better at programming the in-game stuff. He knows the mechanics better. He does a lot of more research to other games. Yeah, his market. He knows much more about the market, about other games than me. So that's why he programs that stuff, and I program the UI. If it was different, if it was the other way around, then we would also program the other way around.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I had a question in my mind, but I completely forgot it. So I'm just gonna ask like a generic kind of question of what's your favorite video game?
Ooh, yeah, of course, Rumble Arena.
Remember? Okay.
Uh, no, after that, yeah. If we're talking about couch play games, I think I like Super Smash Bros. The most, or FIFA. I really like them playing next to each other, sitting next to each other. But I don't like playing them online, both of them, because yeah, Super Smash Bros. I don't think it's fitted for online.
No, it's
I've tried it many times, but it didn't fit well. Um, but right now, I play a lot of Call of Duty myself, Call of Duty Warzone, uh, and I really enjoy it. But I think it's like a limited time frame that I play the game.
okay. I feel like it's kind of ironic that you guys have actually created, in my opinion, a better netcode system than Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Because I
Yeah,
was playing
yeah,
that, I was playing that online, and they were like, I have like an LAN adapter, so like, I'm like wired to my internet, and it's still like lagging, and it's
yeah,
the worst experience ever. And even
yeah.
going to
Same.
Rumble, it's just better.
Yeah, yeah, same. And that's also why we created this online version because in I think 2017 or 18, I don't remember the year exactly. But we also found out that there is like a gap in the market. Yeah, at this spot, we have Brawlhalla also on Steam, of course, which they do have a good network code, but they were not on mobile. So that's why we stepped into it, trying to make from the old Roomba Arena an online version. And I personally do think as well that our netcode is better than Super Smash Bros, which is strange because if you look at both companies, then we should be the we should be the one with the worst network codes.
Yeah, no, they've set the bar like exponentially low, like bottom of the barrel. But I mean
Yeah,
that's
but I
just.
think
Sorry, you can go.
yeah, I think that's not like their main focus right now. They just want to be like a good couch play game, and they succeed in that as well because if you play the game next to each other, it's I really enjoy playing it. Um, but I don't think they will focus on online any soon.
Sadly,
Sadly, yeah, I think you, especially with like yeah the brawling scene, it isn't that big. They are the biggest ones, and I think for them it's yeah easy to step into it.
I feel like. Hold on, sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you. I feel like if they fixed their netcode or whatever, it would kind of like add a whole new like scene to it, kind of, because like right now people are trying to host tournaments online for it, and it's much easier to do with Rumble than with
Yeah,
Smash, because with Smash you have like multiple disconnects or whatever, and like connections that are unplayable. But on Rumble,
yeah,
as long as you're within the same region, it's like playable like 100% of the time. So
yeah, and that's good to hear because that's also what we want to hear, of course. But yeah, I do think that you see like most of the games right now, they have a big online scene. Online playing is becoming more and more, and they just completely forget about it, skip it, and I don't know what their reasons are, but for me, I hope they won't step into it because if they do, I think they will smash a lot of players out of it because the game itself is brilliant.
yeah, for sure. I
Yeah.
see. I see what you did there. Smash them out of it. um, you guys are developing the game for mobile. So like, how was the process kind of changed from developing from mobile to Steam and mobile?
Well, actually, it didn't change that much because we're already also developing on PC, of course. So our game was already working on a PC. The only thing we had to do is like link it to Steam and get through their verification process. So, but right now we think it's a good thing to have because being able to release your game on PC gives let the game be playable to a lot of new players as well. And our main focus right now is still mobile because we get the most players out of mobile. But I think in the end, uh, if we succeed in completing this game like how we want it to be, then I think on PC we can have a big scene as well, like you see on Brawlhalla.
Yeah, for sure. Do you guys ever just like look at Brawlhalla and wonder how they did it? Kind of.
The player base,
Yeah,
or
the player base basically.
yeah, we looked a lot at Brawlhalla, and I wasn't there when they started it, so I didn't know how they did it during the live period. But I think they, because they were the first back then as well, and they have brilliant netcode as well, they did a good job on the characters and the character leveling, and the modifications on them. Uh, so I think that all that stuff in the end helped a lot of it. Adding the battle pass, adding new content, adding new characters. Just let your players be able to keep playing the game and keep unlocking new stuff without, uh, yeah, without having to stop what you see right now in Rumble Arena a bit.
That's fair. That's true.
Yeah, so I think that helped a lot, and in the end, they were bought by Ubisoft, of course, and I think Ubisoft boosted it up a little bit, uh, at least the player base, the size of the game as well, and I think that helped a lot in the end. But it did cost them a couple of years as well. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It really did. It just I feel like development is like the one of the hardest kind of periods for a game or whatever because you're just wondering through all this time, is this going to be good? Are people going to enjoy this forever? And it's the same way for like kind of content creation as well, but it is
yeah,
content creation.
it is a hard time because it's uncertain if the game will succeed, if the game will ever be completed. How is the future going to be looking like? You just don't know. But for my side, I also like it because in the development phase, you get a lot of feedback from players. You can talk to players in person. You can give a lot of attention to their feedback, and that's also what we see is that some recommendations from the players are put into the game, and players do like that. And I think when the game gets bigger and bigger, the less content from the players will be added because the game is already very big.
Okay.
So yeah, if a player like the same thing happened with the dodge canceling, players saw that it was a bug initially, and players saw it, and we make a feature out of it. Well, if the game gets bigger and bigger, then it's harder to add those things.
That's true. That's completely fair. Has there ever been a point where you're just kind of wanting to give up on the game, or like how did you get past that kind of?
Personally, I didn't have it until now, because with the amount of players we get without the marketing budget we do, we the game is growing and growing. Well, we don't put any marketing in it. So for me, I'm 100% sure that we can make a good game out of it, that everybody likes to play, that we can continue working on. So for me, I've never stopped thinking about quitting or anything else.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I don't want to hold you for too long since you got it's around like six around dinner time around there. So, is there anything else you want to say to like the podcast for a second, or hello? I think it froze. I don't know why. Okay.
Oh, I guess my internet broke down.
Sorry. Uh, I was just saying, like, I don't want to hold you for too long because I know that it's around dinner time around there. So, if you have like any closing
Sure,
words you
no.
want to say to the podcast,
No, we can do some more questions if you have more.
okay. I'm actually gonna pull up a few more then because uh, well, actually, how's your week been so far? I just want to ask.
Oh, my week. Well, because I came back from I recently came back from holiday, so I went to visit my family, friends. So it was a good week, telling everybody how my holiday was. So yeah, and today I went working on the Rainbow Arena talent tree, um, which I made some big progression on it. Uh, so far, yeah, as far as this week goes, it's a good week for me right now.
That's cool as well. If it's not too personal, might I ask, like, how is your family reacting to like you working on Rumble Arena and everything?
Well, in the beginning, my family thought a little bit about it. That why should you quit your job for a couple of days to work on your personal project? Because back then it was a personal project. But I had faith in it, and right now my family stands behind it, and they really love seeing me doing what I love to do, working on Rombo Arena, and they support everything I do in the development process.
That's amazing. That's amazing to hear, to be honest, because like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
always
I think everyone or every parent loves to see the child doing what they really like to do, and I think if you have like um, a thing to that you really want to do, go for it.
yeah, it's always the personal project until it becomes like something humongous. You just gotta have faith in it, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Gotta have faith. Keep improving the things you see, the things you do, and keep analyzing yourself or the project.
You know, it's really hard though because like if you're trying to like be self-introspective, it's really hard to like not get defensive about something. Like sometimes I'll have criticism levied at me, and I'll be like, "Oh man, this guy's just a hater or something like that," and I'm just like, I step back and I'm like, okay, maybe he was right. Maybe I'm just, but taking criticism and like looking at like stuff that doesn't work is kind of hard from a personal perspective.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It really is. It's hard, also hard to separate the bad criticisms from the good ones that are just trying to help you. And that's a process of learning and getting better. But I think in the end, if you do what you really like to do, and everybody around you doesn't like you doing that, if you just like it, then why don't do it?
Exactly,
Just keep continue it.
because it's all about your personal enjoyment. If you just want to do what you want, that's perfectly fine as well. Just keep on
Exactly,
keeping on. You know.
exactly.
Have you had any other personal projects in the past other than Rumble Arena?
Uh, no, no, we did create Snowy Slide before the Marina, of course. That was my first personal project when I graduated from school, and it was like our testing project where we could test how we were working together um, before we would start on the big project, which is Roomba Arena, of course. Um, so no, Snowy Slide was my first one, but after that, Roomba Arena came quite fast.
Is Snowy Slides available to play?
I think it's still available to play in the Play Store. Especially if you still have it on your phone, then you can still play it, of course. But I think it's still downloadable in Google Play Store and Apple App Store.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna check that out. I forgot the Recall Games was like an actual like kind of personal studio and everything. So you guys have Snowy Slides and Rumble Arena right now. Do you guys
Yeah,
have
yeah.
any?
Well,
Oh, sorry. You could
yeah, and Snowy Slide was more kind of like a testing project where we, yeah, could I never used Unity before Snowy Slide, so for me it was also like a play test to start working in Unity, learn Unity, and well, we created it, and we thought it would be funny to release it in the App Store and see how it goes. I see how it went.
Okay. How did it go actually? Did it like?
Well, of course, in the beginning you think like in one day I will have like 1 million downloads and I will be the biggest developer in the world, but it didn't end up like that. But we had some nice and good results from it, um, and especially a lot of players or friends around me really enjoy playing it, and some of them still do play the game. I think it's really funny to play, but it's not like the type of game as Rumble Arena.
Okay. Um, you guys are working on like Rumble Arena right now. Do you guys have any other projects that you guys like have in your mind for like the far future?
Um, I think we had some cool projects. When we started with Rumble Arena, we already had some quite or some ideas for new games. Um, but I think one game was already added recently. It was completely our idea. So for now, we don't have any ideas on the far future. We really like Rumbalina, and we think there's still so much to gain. Like we can release on consoles, we can be bigger on PC, be bigger on mobile, have tournaments right from the game, have guilds, etc., or clans, or however you call it. So there's still so much to add that I think in the terms of like development, we still need a lot of time to work on Rumble Arena.
Hearing Rumble Arena on consoles, that would be exciting to be honest.
Yeah, that would be really exciting, and I think it's a cool mark to step into. Yeah, console players particularly like this type of games because they're good to play with console or with a controller, and I think yeah, it's a good market to step into. But right now, it's too far ahead for us to step in the market.
Yeah, it seems like a far away goal, but wouldn't it be so cool to like turn on your Switch and be able to like play Rumble Arena on the go? Well, you can actually do that.
Exactly.
You actually already do that with the mobile, with your phone and everything. So I don't know why you would need a Switch actually, but you know.
Yeah, but maybe on like an Xbox or a PlayStation, a lot of or some people have them in the living room, and if you want to play like on the road, then you can play on your phone. Well, most of the times when you're at home and you really want to play the game, you don't want to play it on your phone. You can just turn on the Xbox and play it on the Xbox and have your account be linked, etc. That would be awesome, but it's still a far way ahead.
Yeah, for sure. Are there? You always have like a whole bunch of like different things that just stack up and everything, like different ideas and like scope. I like to call it kind of scope creep. You like you think of one idea, then you want to add a whole other thing, then all of a sudden you have like a huge kind of monster of a project that you have to get to. And how did you guys kind of mitigate that? Like not like get caught up in like scope creep if that ever was a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem. We keep facing the problem as well every time. Also with the new RPG element, which is the most recent one, of course, um, because it's hard to like implement something, and most of the times we want to implement it in different phases, just because like adding a big update is the things we don't like that much, because well, it's hard to face any issues with it, and for the RPG element, we do release a big update, but we don't release like the full pack that we think we should add. So some things will come later on. Some things will be on release already, and it's hard to think to yeah uh, overcome these issues. But most of the times we just gonna sit by, have a drink at the park or something, and then we're just gonna decide, oh no, that's too much to add, or that's that should be in the first version.
Yeah, sometimes you're just gonna be like, we can't do that right now. We have to put on hold and everything. And I think the Trello actually helps a whole bunch with the idea of scope creep kind of, because you're able to see like how much is in the list and what you can like just push off to kind of later and everything.
Yeah, exactly. It helps a lot, and yeah, most of the times it helps to like step back a little bit, look it from the player perspective, look it from our perspective, and then just combine them and see what should be added, what not. But it's hard to do every time because we all have our own opinions, of course, and yeah, you have to agree on everything.
Yeah, no, I can imagine like how frustrating it would be like even like one person would like continuously like disagree with someone with something and everything, and it's just like, man, I just want everybody to agree and everything, but it's like something that has like such large implications and everything. I actually don't know what I'm saying right now, but
Well, I do understand a bit about what you say, and that's the yeah issue with yeah more with having a team, but also we never argue about anything, and until now we were agreed on most things most of the times. So we're also good friends from each other, so that also helps a lot.
yeah, being good friends is like one of the big musts if you want to enjoy working on a game. You can work in a
Yeah,
game, but then if you don't enjoy the people you're with, it's gonna feel less like a passion project and more feel a lot more like work.
exactly. If you don't enjoy with the people, then it will never be a success.
Yeah, for sure. Have there ever been like any times when you're actually like frustrated with the team though, or is it just has it just been kind of simple?
No, until now, yeah, like I said, we had never any issues, and from the beginning, we said to each other, if if you yeah, if you want to say something to each other, just say it, be straight about it, because if you hold it back, it will like eating you up. So, and I think that helps a lot. But we never had any argue about anything. Uh, no,
Okay, that's good. That's definitely that's good to hear, to be honest. It
yeah,
gives me
yeah. Then
it kind of
it's
gives
a
me hope for like whenever I'm working on a team or whatever, because I'm just, maybe I could just have the same experience and like not have to worry about like me being frustrated all the time.
yeah. If you're frustrated, then you don't like it to do, and I think it's good to be friends first, and then I think what also helped a lot is that we created Snowy Slide first, so it was like a tryout project where we could just try out working with each other, and later on News of course joined, um, but yeah, everything yeah went
That-
out perfectly.
That's good. I It's a bit surprising to hear as well from like but I guess it's just the experience. I guess you guys also work outside of Rumble Arena as well, so I guess that experience helps you out with the workflow inside of Rumble Arena.
Yeah, exactly, that helps a lot. We already knew um, yeah how we would be on work as well, so it wasn't like a surprise to see how somebody is working in his working state, as I can say, and in his friend state. And yeah, I think that helped a lot as well in the beginning, and to like adapt to each other.
You actually met Kevin at work, right? How was that experience for you, right?
Ooh, that's a long time ago. Indeed, I went to work back there in, I think, 2013, I think, for the first time. And he was already working there for 2 years, I think. And well, in the beginning, we didn't have much like a friendship because he was working on a whole different project than I was. But after quite some time, The office wasn't that big, so we knew each other, and after quite some time, we spent time together, and we really enjoyed each other, and we were good friends.
Okay. So when Kevin approached you with the idea of Rumble Arena, what was your first like thoughts? Yeah.
Yeah, he already started mentioning it when I was still at school, and I always kept saying to him like, I first want to graduate, and then I'm gonna see what I do next to it, because I was at school working at the company, and in the evenings I was learning and studying, etc. So I didn't have much time as well. And after I graduated, then we started Snowy Slide, and right after Rumba Arena. So
It's been a bit of a trip for you, hasn't it?
it really is, because I wasn't the first. He made like the big trip because he started with it. Um, but I saw Rumba Arena, the original one, developing as well, because you back then when I started there, he was beginning with the game. And I helped him a lot with testing, and I said to him, I can help with anything, but I won't develop for the game. So I helped him a lot with testing the game, playing the game, also telling the game to friends, etc. And um, yeah, when I graduated, then the real trip began.
Okay, gotcha. So, what did you actually graduate in?
I graduated in applied sciences on on the University of Rotterdam, the same university as where Kevin graduated, but he graduated, I think, 3 years before me.
Oh wow, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, so we did the same study, everything the same. We worked at the same companies without knowing each other,
That's
which is quite fun.
kind of faded then. You and Kevin are kind of like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, probably.
I'm actually probably gonna hold off on college for like a year. I'm taking a gap year right now. I'm trying to figure out if I actually do want to go to college because it's pretty expensive, and
Yeah, you have to pay everything, right?
yes, yeah, it's like thousands of bucks, and I'm for what I do. I feel like I could try to learn it myself, kind of. I guess. But it is harder to learn it yourself, but then I feel like I can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. In here, you get like a loan, um, or they lend you the money and you have to pay it back, but without any rent or anything. So for everybody, it's easier to start studying, and um, yeah, that's the reason why we all study here. But I can imagine that if you have to pay everything, and you can try it yourself, why not try it yourself?
I'm jealous. I'm a bit jealous of maybe I'll move over there.
Yeah, it's but it will be a big trip.
Yeah, that would be. How long is the flight over there? It's like 14 hours, right? Like,
I have been to Miami once, and the flight to Miami was, I think, 9 hours.
okay, wow. Being on a flight that long is just crazy. What were you doing in Miami?
I have an uncle living there, so I went to visit him for the first time ever with my family, and we were there for 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
And yeah, he lives a little bit above Miami, between Miami and Orlando. So we went visiting the whole area there, the whole region, and I really enjoyed the United States.
Did you guys go to Disneyland?
Yeah, we went to one park, but it was very expensive and very crowded. Uh, so I wouldn't do it again, I think. But
Yeah, that I think that's the experience a lot of people have gotten. It's like so much money, and then it's so many people there as well. You're like, how did these people? How many people are willing to spend that much in order to go to this park? And it's just there are other amusement parks you can go to as well. It's not special, I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly. And it's good to like have the experience or live the experience once, but I wouldn't do it again, I think. Or maybe on a day that's less busier, but I think all days are busy right there.
Yeah. Do you guys have an amusement park over there in
Yeah, yeah, we do have some yeah, amusement parks. And we have one big one, which is called the Efteling, and it's more like a fairy tale uh, park with all different kind of stories. Um, so you got the Dutchman are you got over there, all different kind of stories from all different kind of fairy tales.
I gotta go sometime. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, it is a really cool park, and it's not that crowded like Disneyland, which is a good thing, but it's still very crowded as well. And on some days you still have to wait like 3 hours in the line and just for a ride of 1 minute.
Yeah, that's the experience though. That's the experience a lot of people pay for.
Yeah, and it's not that expensive as it is in like Disneyland, so it's a good thing.
You guys should steal like a kind of creature, like a fantasy creature from there for put in the Rome Arena.
No, no, we didn't do it. It's more like childish, like Disneyland is as
Oh,
well.
okay.
It's more childish style, and yeah, we wanted to create more of yeah,
Okay, I see. I see.
older.
Yeah. What is what is Rumble Arena's like target demographic? If the
What do you mean, the
like
target?
what age range is it like? Are you guys trying to get people to play? Like, what kind of is it like? Are you guys aiming for like teenagers to be able to play the game, or is it like?
Yeah, yeah, we want to let teenagers be able to play the game at all cost, and of course the game, yeah, is also targeting the older ages like 28 and above. But I think yeah, the main region is about 13 to let's say 22, 24, um, which I think is a large group of players you can have, and yeah, but our main target is also to let the game be playable for the younger ages as well. So that means like no blood in the game. It must be a little bit um, stylish, not too realistic.
Yeah, for sure. When you guys were developing, I know that Rumble Arena's like art style has kind of gone through like multiple like changes and everything. Like, what kind of inspired those changes and like the initial art style as well?
Um, well, the initial art style was chosen because, yeah, back then you didn't have many resources to use on mobile. The mobile platform was really in its early stages, and we see a big shift coming in from games having a good style, um, great art on mobile. So that's why we want to shift a little bit more to the more realistic style. Um, and I think we did the beginning with Colosseum and with Fallen Temple and with the new characters, and I think that will be the main reason why we want to go to that yeah style, because the style can be used on both console, PC, and on mobile.
Okay, I I'm a bit panicked now because Google is saying that the call ends in 5 minutes, but I need to upgrade to Google Workspace to extend the call. So let me see how that works.
Yeah, only time can tell.
Let me do this real quick. Sorry about this. This is all
Sure,
right.
no
Cool.
problem.
We should be good now. I think. Okay. I just had to get onto a program, or whatever. I guess so. That now we have unlimited time in order to talk.
Nice. That's what I like. Unlimited time.
Yeah. All right. Actually, I'm gonna be looking at chat now to see if they can suggest any questions for us right now.
Yeah, sure.
Chat, you guys can go ahead and ask away. I'm looking at chat now. I was not looking at chat before. But now I am. I am awesome KGM and awesome KGM's in the chat. Hello, you guys. How are you guys? Actually, Ramon, what is your favorite? Who's your favorite like community member? I know you guys aren't like supposed to like play favorites and everything, but like who is your favorite to talk to?
Sorry, the favorite?
A favorite community member in the Rumble
Ooh.
community.
Well, I don't have like a favorite one. I had ones that I personally spoke more with, especially Galaxy. I've talked to him a lot of times. But I don't have like a recommendation of anyone talking to. I think, yeah, everyone has their own, yeah, how do you say it?
Favorite.
Like, yeah, or like how they react to things, etc. And I think I really enjoy talking to everybody or playing with everybody.
Okay. Galaxy is really cool as well. I support the Galaxy pick.
Yeah, yeah, I really had some good talks with him, and he was doing a lot of things, yeah, for the game as well, also in the early stages. So,
Okay. Um, we have two questions coming from chat right now. Awesome KJM asks, "Are there any stages that you would want to add with hazards?"
um, on the current ones, or
In the future ones, I guess.
okay, well, we had one stage ready, where we also wanted to add hazards. I personally don't really like them that much from Super Smash Bros. Because I think they are like a bit too much in the game, and they decide too much about the outcome of the game. So, but I think most players like them. The same with the items. Most players like them. I really don't like them, but yeah, we have to add things to players, for every player. And I think with the new arena, we want to add something with it, but yeah, for some reason we couldn't continue working on it right now, so we have to put it on hold a little bit in order to, yeah, keep progressing.
I am with you on the hazards. By the way, I hate them. Turn them off every time if they're playing with them on. I'm like, hey, can we can we turn that off a bit? Because hazards are really not fun in my opinion. Like you get hit by them, you're like, oh wow, what was I supposed to do there?
Yeah, yeah, same with the items. I think they add like a randomness inside the game, and I think it's good to add a randomness in the game, but for the player losing because of it, it feels like you have done everything you could and you did everything well, but the game just decided that you should die, and it's all over. So,
For sure. Um, Joachim asks, will they make like? Are you guys gonna make like a support leaderboard? What do you, Han? What does
a
that mean?
support leaderboard.
I do not know what he means by. Oh, like a leaderboard for how much money people have given. I guess
Like given, or like paid in the game, or
paid in the game or like donated or something. I guess that's what
um,
I'm.
well, I think if we make a donation, yeah, way, then we should definitely do it. But I think we won't add something like that. We analyze some other games as well, like Rise of Kingdoms, and they do it within the clan, so you can see everybody spending inside the game, and I personally don't like it that much because I think it should be private what you do inside the game, and it can like make you look negative because you never spent something, or um, and I think it's not a good feature myself, but yeah, we never know what the future will bring. But from my perspective, I don't like adding that kind of things.
That's fair. I get that for real. Um,
Yeah, I
and then
think it should be like your choice how much you want to pay on the game, and of course, from our perspective, we want you to like uh, yeah, purchase as much as possible because it will help develop the game. But it's still your decision, and I think you yeah, it's a private decision.
yeah, I completely. I think I commend you for that one because that's really good. Most developers and or even like business people would be like, if they're spending money, they're spending money. If we can find a way to make them spend money, that's good. But then holding to people like it's their choice and everything is really it's really good.
Yeah, and I think that should be like the main perspective when it comes to purchases. It should be your choice, and it should be a positive choice, not a negative one. So like we block content from you, and you have to purchase in order to unlock it. So it should be positive. And yeah, I think those two main perspectives are the main goals we want to achieve based on the purchasing system. So I think we will never add it, but
That's fair. Um, Another question from Joachim: are there any bug fixes coming in the next update?
um, I don't think I know any bug fixes we did, but I'm not quite sure. I think maybe in the beginning we did some bug fixes, uh, but yeah, our main focus is the new RPG element and everything that it brings with it. We had to like recode a lot of the backend, and so it takes a lot of time from us. And I think that will be our main focus. If we see like yeah, blocking issues, then of course we will be looking into them and we will fix them. But this version was not like meant to be a bug fix version, just a new future version.
Okay, that's good. I see. I get that. Awesome. Another question from Awesome KJM. Will there ever be tributes to the community members, like skins that resemble them and whatnot?
Like skins only for some community members, or
Like skins that like reference community members, like a reference to like Vivid Fusion or something like that.
well, maybe if we have like enough time to add things like that, I think it's a cool feature to have, and uh, I think it will also help the game in the later phases to yeah gain more traction because for instance, if we create a skin um, yeah based on you or something that, or you designed the skin or anything else, then uh, yeah, you will be more yeah attractive to the game. You will play it more. You will tell all your friends like, look, this is my skin in the game. So I think it's a cool feature to add, but I think the team right now is a little bit too small in order to add those things. But I think in the far future, this could be something that we will be willing to do.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Right now, like last time we worked on Rumble, what were you working on?
Well, that was today, the talent tree. So today I found out that we had to rewrite some of our backend. So I went working on that, and actually I went working on creating the first talent tree, creating the whole UI of it, so you can like give points to the talent tree, get the improvements of it, and see the improvements in game. So it was a really good day, and I succeeded in some parts. And tomorrow I will continue it further. But I think in the upcoming weeks I will have we will have like a working talent tree where you can add or you can select skill points and notice in order to get the the boosts.
Okay, gotcha. Huh. I'm excited. I'm honestly like just thinking like how excited I am for the actual like um the new update and everything with the talent tree and the freaking the levels and everything. I'm just excited to see how you guys implement it. It's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really cool as well, and it was a tough decision to make because there aren't like any big brawlers doing this. Um, so like for instance, Brawlhalla doesn't have a system like that, and also Super Smash Bros. Obviously doesn't have it, and so it was a tough decision to make, and it's hard to implement in order to balance as well because you also have to balance the game. But I think we manage it quite well, and I think it's a cool feature to add, and it makes the game even more separate from the competitors.
Okay, give me a second. I have a few more questions as well. These are like old questions from Fox Hat, who asked me them like a while ago, and I've been wanting to give them to get them to actually say it, to actually be able to ask them. Let me. My mind's like fried. Um, do you guys ever like keep up with like events such as the Game Developers Conference and everything, the GDC?
Um, well, we are right now we are too small in order to like participate in it, um, but uh, we are linked to a Dutch game conference company, and we went to some events of them, and also of course the event in right before COVID came in. Um, but yeah, our main not it's not our main focus right now. We just want to like complete the game or based on what we think the game will be completed. And yeah, if we see enough traction to the game, then of course we will go to events. I think it's really cool. You can also speak to community members, players who love to play the game. So yeah, it's really a dream of us to go to the big ones.
Okay. Have you guys ever like what kind of marketing do you guys do for Rumble Arena, if any?
Right now we don't do any. We just mainly focus and all our resources go to developing the game. So that means like creating the audio, creating the visual effects, us programming, doing all the art for the menu, etc. And if we see the cool numbers, so the game will earn more, then we will start doing the marketing as well. But right now we don't do anything.
Okay. And even without marketing and everything, you guys are doing like really, really good in terms of well, like not really, really good, but like decent and like building a
Yeah,
player base.
yeah, exactly. We get like 800 to 1,000 players, new players every day, and well, we have really good numbers, uh, and I think that's why I also think that this game has so much potential in every aspect, and it just needs to have like the right update in order to get the right numbers, in order to boost it up like how we want it to be.
Yeah, for sure. I think that this will probably be the update that helps like get what am I thinking? This will probably be the update that will help boost player numbers by a lot, even if not a lot, by just a good margin.
Yeah, and I think for yeah the main yeah thing about this update will be that it will give the players a lot of new content. Like every character you get on, for instance, you get every if you buy a character, you buy it. Right now, you buy the whole character and you have the whole character. You can play with it, etc. But in the new update, when you buy a character, then you still have to level it. You can change the character using the talent tree. You can personalize the character in yeah a lot of aspects and how you want it. And so you can have like a Thor defensive, you can have a Thor uh, very much in agility, so good speed, good dodge, or good jumping, etc. Or you can have like a more of an attacking tour with a lot of firepower but less defense. And I think because of that, a character can be in so divergent that it will create a lot of content even for the pro players right now, because when a new update comes in, then you all have to level your characters and you can start like grinding it and finding new builds, and it will change so many things.
Yeah, for sure. I personally am excited to change to try playing Jin as like as kind of like offensive maybe, but like a bit defensive as well. So I'm really looking forward to like being able to just change up how I experience the game.
Yeah, and you can, every character has its own playing style right now, and you can change the playing style a little bit with the talent tree, and I think you can like make the current play style even better with it. So if you want a defensive Jin, you can make it a defensive Jin, but he's like more of a tank guy. He's heavy, so he's already a little bit more defensive as well, but also has a lot of firepower. If you want to like make a fast Jin, you can also make it, but then his firepower and defensive will be less on the higher levels, because other players will probably have a higher attack, higher defense.
Yeah. Awesome KJM asks, for the RPG element, will there ever be abilities other than like defense, agility, and strength, like slow, like effects and stuff? I guess.
Um, well, there will be some effects as well, already in the current ones. I think we will, for now at least, we will stay to the three, main states, as I can say it, because that are the only things we have right now. And in order to not make like the updates wait for 3 years, we have to like diverge a little bit down. So that's why we chose three different paths you can make. But every path comes with new specials, which can change also things on the character, or can add new modifiers, new effects, etc.
Okay. Okay. That's gonna be yeah. Kevin was telling me about like how much freedom you guys actually like are getting with the game and everything. I'd love to see like you get like a peek into the code of the game, whatever. One of these podcasts and stuff, and be able to show the stream and everything how it works.
Yeah, well, maybe we can do that. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I don't know how we would do that though. That would be kind of difficult unless we set it up beforehand or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, but we will find a way.
Yeah, we'll find a way. Well, I am actually I probably have like a few more questions on. Asking from Foxhat again. If someone wanted to get into game development for a platform fighter like Rumble Arena, what like personal tips would you give them?
Um, I think my first tip would be that it's a big genre to start in. I also think that something that we overlooked at the beginning. It's hard to program a good platform fighter because it's very fast paced. Like a shooter, you have like 2,000 examples everywhere to create a shooter. But for a brawling game, you really don't have one. For fighting games, there are some, but mostly the traditional fighters. So my first, thing would be make sure you have like experienced people around you, and you don't do it all by yourself, because I think it would be too much to create by yourself. The other thing is that I think I should recommend programs like Unity or Unreal based. It depends on where you want to release your game on, of course. just because they give you so much freedom in every way. You can release on different platforms easy. There's a lot of tutorials for it, how to start using it. So I really would recommend those.
Okay. Those are pretty good advices, to be honest. Like, especially not doing it on your own, because I know so many people would be like, I could do it. It looks like you just get the people to run around, put like a hitbox there and there, and it's good, right? But then you
Yeah,
realize there's so many more
it's hard.
assets to it. Sorry.
It's hard to create like the full experience of it, and that's one thing that we thought that what would be easier as well. But the game mechanics itself takes so many time. We worked on it for like 2 years at least, and it's still not completely finished. And yeah, the game can be so big, and I should recommend starting with a smaller project, especially in the beginning or the first project, as I can say, um, just to learn things and start over with something like a Rumba Arena on a later stage.
Okay, that's fair. That's completely fair. We have a question from Joachim. Are you guys gonna post like a devlog or something like to show what you guys are working on currently and stuff?
Well, we have been doing it a little bit in the Discord, but based on our times, it's hard to maintain it. And also because of the big update we are working on right now, it's also hard to do. But I think when we will be working in the like smaller updates, then we will start doing it more often. And well, if the game gets bigger and bigger and we could work full time on it, then of course we will do it. I think it's cool to have like a devlog and keep the hardcore community, yeah, let them know what you're working on. And I think for them it's cool, but also for us because we get feedback from yeah, while developing it, and I think it's cool to have.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a future kind of thing. So when you guys have a bit more time on your hands.
Yeah, well, we had one in the Discord, and but we found out that it's hard to maintain, especially because we work like 1 to 2 hour days a week on Rumble Arena, and we just want to have our time fully focused on developing the game in order to give us more time for stuff like this.
Okay, that's fair. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, this is related in relation to your to the last piece of advice that you gave, kind of. Do you feel like learning to make a platform fighter? Sorry, do you feel like learning to make a platformer like Mario would be a good step before making a platform fighter like Rumble?
Yeah, I think it's already a better step indeed. With Snowy Slide, we created like also like a little bit like a platformer, or more like a game where you have to evade objects in the screen, and it's like an infinite game, like the one with the bird. Um,
The offline wait, the one with the Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird, exactly. That's what I was looking for. Um, we created something like Flappy Bird, and I think that's a good thing to start because the game is really small. You can make it as small as you want, but also you can make it bigger as you want. So you can add leaderboard to it. You can have anything attached to it. I would recommend something like that. Mario or something like Mario is also that type of game. And I think that's a good way to start learning programming or developing games, or yeah, to find out if you like it or not.
Yeah, those games can be addictive as well. Like sometimes you may not like expect it to like blow up. All of a sudden, everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't stop playing" or whatever. That's probably like a trap a lot of people get caught up in as well. Like thinking, "Man, my game's gonna be the next big thing or whatever," and then it's just not.
Yeah, that's also hard to tell for those games. That's what we thought about our game Snowy Slide. we thought this is the next gen Flappy Bird, as I can say it. But you know, um, it's hard to tell from the beginning. But I think with the starting project, I think your main focus wouldn't be like making the new Flappy Bird, but more of like learning the code, learning how to develop a game, what comes besides it, because it's not only developing a game, it's also maintaining the game, maintaining the community, um, keeping an update with stores. So it's more of just developing the game, and with a game as small as that, you can maintain them all at once. So that's why I would recommend something like that.
Yeah, that's completely fair. Um, there's one question from Joachim, which I think is probably like, I would think you'd say yes. Would it be a beta version before releasing the actual big updates of the thing?
Yeah, yeah. There is only one answer to it, and that's yes. We will have a beta version of it because the update is so big that yeah, we just want to make sure that whenever we release it, like the full version of it, um, we want to make sure that there are as less bugs in it as possible. Um, so yeah, of course there will be a beta version.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's always been a beta version. It's always like really cool to just see the beta version, be able to test it out before it actually comes out. And it's just one of the best, one of the most hype feelings, I would say.
Yeah, and I think also that is one of the ways we can let you guys know how much we appreciate it, what you're doing for the game. Yeah, we can give you early access to new features, etc. So
Yeah. Huh. I am out of questions, I think. But
good, everything answered.
I have a few like superficial questions. Like, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food. Ooh, I do like Dutch pancakes. I think they are my favorite food. They're a little bit like the American one, but the American ones are big and uh, big and small in diameter, while the Dutch ones are smaller but bigger in diameter. And I
Okay.
really enjoy eating them.
Okay. I definitely I gotta try that right now. I gotta try that soon. Do you have like a recipe I could take for that?
Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, in here you have all the recipe is just in the supermarket, but I don't think maybe they have it in the US, but I don't know.
Okay. I actually missed the question from Awesome KGM. Will there ever be advanced settings for rooms, like to turn off the RPG element or limit stages or something like that?
Yeah, good question. I think especially for custom rooms, we will add them eventually as well. I don't know if we will add them uh, right at the beginning, but yeah, we will add them in the future. So you can like enable or disable it, and if you disable it, all characters will be yeah, level 1, or they won't have any upgrades with them. Um, yeah, definitely we will add them.
Okay, cool. That's good to hear as well. Like a lot of the community has been asking that question and stuff. Like, will we be able to turn this off? Will we be able to like experiment with it and everything? And it's good to hear that there will be like just a way to test it. Um,
Yeah, yeah, and I also think that it's required to do it, because if you want to play with your friend and your friend just started the game and you have like uh, a maxed out tour, yeah,
yeah.
then it won't be any fun for your friends. So I think it's like mandatory to have in order to play with new players.
Can you level up while you're not? Will you be able to level up without the system on? Whatever. Like you can turn off like the level thing, but you can still like level up your character.
You mean like level it, or turn it off inside the custom room and then keep leveling? Or
Yes.
well, we haven't decided yet for that part. Um, Yeah, we just didn't decide it. Maybe we
Okay.
will add it. Um, Maybe we'll only add it for ranked matches, or maybe we'll have like a different uh, matchmaking for the RPG element. We just haven't decided it yet.
Okay, gotcha. Um, Joachim asks, "What is your favorite character?" Oh,
My favorite,
we already answered this actually. You said it was Amaterasu, right?
yeah, Amaterasu, and right now I'm also switching a little bit to Fenrir. Based on the looks, I would say Anubis, but based on the playstyle, I would say Amaterasu and Fenrir.
Okay, that's fair. Um, yeah. Who's your? I guess this may be a bit bad question to ask, but who's your least favorite character to at least fight against?
Um, I think that would be Cupid. Um, and I think that's because I played against some Cupids which were very laid back, and I personally don't like a laid back player. And with Cupid, it's more easy to have like a more waiting play style. So I think Cupid would be one that I enjoyed the least.
That's fair. Yeah, I completely understand. Playing a lot more back and patient and everything is very, very frustrating to.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And I personally like more of an attacking game where, yeah, you have good combos, fast mechanics, a fast game. But with Cupid, sometimes you can play like using the edge a lot and camping on the edge. And I personally don't like that playstyle a lot. So I think I would go for Cupid.
Yeah, I can see that. Uh, I would be the same way, but I play in this game. I play Jin, so I'm a lot more like patient, and I don't have to worry about that all that stuff as much. But like in like games like Smash or something, whenever I'm fighting a projectile character, like oh my god, just approach me, just play the game with me, you know?
Yeah, yeah, same. In Smash, I personally like, or especially like Captain Falcon. He's a fast-paced character, also with short combinations, no projectiles. That's the way how I want it.
Yeah, I play Pokemon Trader in Smash Bros, so
Ah,
I have a bit more freedom in what I like to do because I can switch
yeah,
Ivysaur, like lay back, send Razor Leaf a whole bunch of times, but then I do have like options to go in with like a Squirtle and everything. It's just
yeah,
very free.
yeah. It's a funny character because you have very diversity in your playstyle. You can play very defensive with it, like you said, with Charizard or Ivysaur, or you can play very attacking style with all of them, but especially with Squirtle.
Yeah, which is I think what you guys are trying to like achieve with Fusion and Rama, right? Trying to get like the back and
Yeah,
forth.
yeah, that's what we wanted to achieve as well with them. Not like 100% the same because they have like three whole different fighting styles. But yeah, we also wanted to create like a more tanky one and yeah, a more fast-paced character.
Yeah. Okay. Now I think I am out of questions. Uh,
Nice.
so I think I'm gonna end it here for now. Thank you for your time, honestly.
Sure, no problem. Thank you for having me here, and it was good having this talk.
Yeah, for sure.
And nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too, Ramon. All right.
Okay,
I'm gonna.
see you
Yeah.
soon then.
Yeah. See you soon. Maybe we can get
All
you
right.
and Kevin on that episode.
Yeah, maybe we can have it uh yeah, when we both have time, I will be happy to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I
Okay.
think we're gonna end a podcast here. Thank everybody. Thank everybody for watching, and yeah, we're gonna see you next time, some other Monday. All right. See you, everyone.
See ya.
I have to leave twice, don't I? All right. That was a good little chat. We're gonna go ahead and rate that 5 stars. And yeah, make sure to come back for another Monday. I don't know which Monday it's gonna be, but it's gonna be a Monday. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. It's been a wonderful time.